What's going on, fam? What's going on? This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are back continuing our series, and we pretty much get ready to wrap things up. But today it's all about number 12, Pisces, the magnetic healer. And your natural birth salt, Pisces, is ferrum phosphate. And with this series, my intent was, it's all about maintaining, different ways to maintain balanced health by using our birth chart and numbers. The day we were born actually means something, so it's all about investigate, self-discovery and, which leads to knowledge of self. Okay. But the blood is the life, and without perfect blood, health is impossible. And at the end of the day, your thoughts, your belief, your words, your emotion, and actions always going to equal your reality and your results. All right. So if you clicked on this presentation, you clicked on it for a reason. I won't let you down, I promise. Okay. But by the end of this presentation, I'm gonna give you some additional tools to put in your toolbox. That way you can use this information and these resources to really transform your life from the inside out. And also you'll be able to help a lot of people too along your journey as well. But be sure to get these books that I'm gonna have in the description down below. You will gladly thank me later, I promise you. But to get a great working knowledge of this new information, in my experience, be sure, at least review things at least 3 times. That way you can get that warm and fuzzy. You can, have that self-confidence, right, about with this new information. And then, and also these books will help, answer a lot of those questions many of us, had wanted answers to, from an inner aspect and an outer aspect too. But please invest in yourself and get those books, okay, ladies and gentlemen. But be sure to click on the like and subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate it. And if you have a nice comment this year, I appreciate that too. I appreciate you. All right. But this is all about, at this present time, is all about helping each other level up in life, not hoarding information, sharing information that can really help people, right? And part of my job is to, help people, give people a quick tune up and remind them how great they are so they can tune back into themselves, trusting their own inner voice, their own inner guidance system. And that way they can, be self-aware and have this critical thinking and have that knowledge of self, right? But by now, we covered a lot of things, right? You should have a great working knowledge, some foundation when it comes to calculating your own life path, personal numbers, right? But if not, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. But I got you covered. After this presentation, go back. I've done all the work for you. I'll walk you through how to calculate your life path number, your personal year, day, month number, all of that stuff. And I'll get, these presentations are set up to give you some activity, for each and every day, because a lot of people really don't know what to do each day. That way you can have some proper expectation and have some kind of direction with your life, right? And it's all about, putting you in alignment with goals and with yourself. And, each person have their own natural biorhythm. And, and it puts you in alignment with the universe and with yourself, most importantly, okay? But again, this is all about zodiac health. So trust your own intuition, do your own research, and use this presentation as a tool and as guides to help you along your path. And so far, we spoke a lot about our external reality with the different numbers, synchronicities. We'll talk a little bit more about synchronicities too. But we spoke about a lot with these numbers, these different numbers in our lives. And now let's focus. We've been focusing more on our inner world, the inner workings of you, because like we're bombarded with stuff every day on our outer reality, but they don't, we never put a lot of energy into learning, these different organs and system and how do they play a part in our lives and keeping us, doing what we need to do each and every day. And there's that spirit within that's controlling this whole orchestra, right? That that does everything on its own without you telling it to do it, just does its thing, right? So, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. But at the end of the day, do your own research. And I'm here sharing some information with you, but we're going to talk about you, sharing some information with you, number 12, Pisces, the magnetic healer. So let's go from left to right here. And this series is all about biochemistry, which equals life chemistry, the chemistry of life. And soul disease is a deficiency of some of the chemical constituents that carry on the chemistry of life and not an entity. So it's all about, taking responsibility and treating the root cause instead of just the leaf on the tree, right? And not the symptoms, George Carey. Now, what's more, expensive, is it investing, maybe 100, 200 bucks in a couple of books and some information, lectures that can help you prevent, illnesses and disease? Or, just constantly going to these experts, the hospital and paying these bills without even learning anything, they help you, relieve the problem, but what did you learn in the process? Not much. Okay. And, you with yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and these people only see you or us, or yeah, they, these people only, if we choose to see them, they only see us, maybe for a few minutes every now and then, or when we have a problem. So it's time to, really, examine our own life. The unexamined life isn't worth living. So examine your life, investigate your life. What makes you tick, right? It's time to treat the whole person and not just the symptoms. Okay. So let's discuss more about, number 12, Pisces. Okay. But your key signature Pisces is B, right? And the time frame that covers you, your sign is from February 20th all the way through March 20th. Okay. Now, when it comes to ferrous phosphate, it's transport oxygen throughout the body and thus aiding in circulation. Okay. But on the emotional aspect, it's that you have that link between self and the universe, and you always need that harmony and balance in your personal life and in your occupations too, because you very in tune with the ebb and flow of everything, and you can tell when something is it's not vibrating on a certain level, so to speak, if they're not vibing right. But on the physical aspect, Pisces, it corresponds with or it deals with the body system integration and also the communication of the body systems. Okay. All right. But again, the blood is the elixir of life. Blood is to the human body what soil is, to the plant. It is common knowledge that poor, exhausted soil will produce only weak, sickly plants. In the same way, poor blood lacking in essential constituents will produce weak, sickly bodies prone to disease. Now, by enriching the soil, the ill-conditioned plant can be made to recover and flourish. I hope you heard that. Now, the recovery of the ailing human body can best be achieved by a similar process. And how's that, Chris? By restoring to the blood the constituents in which it is lacking. This is simple biochemistry, and we're just covering the surface here. And it's all about you doing your own additional research. Okay, I got the references down below. All right. But again, this is the chemistry of living tissue. So let's talk a little bit more here about ferrum phosphate. Don't you agree? So when it comes to ferrum phosphate, it is considered, a powerful oxygenator, right? Ferrum phosphate is a powerful oxygenator and carrying oxygen throughout the bloodstream and strengthening the walls of the blood vessels, especially in the arteries, because oxygen-rich blood is essential to vital health. Ferrum phosphate is critical in ailments categorized by congestion, inflammation, fever, and or rapid pulse. Now, ferrum phosphate makes iron available to the cells in minute doses now, so it's not a lot of iron, thus bypassing the side effects such as like that mineral buildup or constipation. A lot of people have constipation taking these over the counter, iron supplements, which doesn't break down well. Okay, because like that, it's a big amount. All right, but naturally is the first cell salt remedy to consider in cases of anemia. All right, so hint. So listen to me now. Now, since the blood. So since this is, pretty much a blood tonic, purify the blood and helping to regulate the immune function in many instances, taking it regularly will result in improved overall health and energy. So as we close, Pisces, number 12, Pisces, This is chemical, basic biochemistry, which equals life chemistry. And again, we just surface level here. But please be sure to, learn those 7 Hermetic principles and use them daily throughout your life, especially the cause and effect. It's all about sharing good energy, sharing your knowledge and wisdom with people, lifting people up, not tearing them down, right? Seeing the best in people. You should want to see people win, right? It should bother you to see that, like, man, people stuck on the same level. What's the holdup? What's the chink in the kink in the chain or whatever, right? Something is preventing. But it's all about, you gotta fix yourself first before you can, pour into other people. Okay, remember that. Heal yourself first, take care of yourself first, then pour, your results, and people will see, you doing things. You don't have to be loud, but number 12 Pisces, you are great at what you do for a reason, because this number 12, next to you, and it just expresses you completely. You don't mind being the leader, and at the same time frame, you don't mind being that team player too. And at the end of the day, that 1 + 2 = 3. You know exactly when to say the right words at the right time. And your words and your hands, are powerful and magical. And that's why, they consider you a magnetic healer. And because you're very sympathetic, you're methodical, and you're logical. All right. And that will make you you. But at the end of the day, ferrum phosphate, 80% of the time, anytime you're feeling, a little ill, not feeling too squirrely, right? This is the first cell salt to become deficient of symptoms of illnesses or disease. And some common uses, in my experience, it helps with anemia, right? Fever, congestion, inflammation, blood vessels. Oh, I put anemia twice, right? So that means you really need to pay attention to that, right? And it's also considered a blood tonic, okay, guys? And a natural deficiency, sign is, when you have fever, because you got that all that friction going on, right? And that's causing that heat, okay? And also inflammation. But every 30 days, your body creates a new cell based on the nutrients that you put in it, not nobody else. You putting it in there. So if you really want to see change the input for a better output in your life. And everything has a root cause: finances, your relationship, even your health, everything. So treat the entire body and not just the leaf, or just the symptoms. And some common dosage, in my experience, guys, stick with that 369. You will love it. I love it. But start small and work your way up. Okay. Start with the, 2 times a day, or as needed. It's your life, right? You experiment, you testing things out. And you, at the end of the day, you cannot overdose on these cell salts. Your body would naturally take in the resources that it need, and push out the rest as waste. That investigate, trust the process, give your body 90 days. When you're doing these different changes in your life, give things 90 days. Okay, 90 days to do its thing. Mother Nature doesn't make any mistakes, so trust her. Your body is very, very smart. It's smart and very intelligent, so trust it. So I really appreciate you guys, and this pretty much been we coming to the end of this series, and in the next presentation, we're going to close thing up with number 13, God's law. And when it deals with meditation and things like that. Okay, but guys, I really appreciate you. Be sure to click the like and subscribe button down below. Get those books, learn something new each and every day, and it's all about your intent. If you really want to change, it all starts with you, not nobody else. Okay, remember that. But this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. We will be back closing everything out with number 13, which is the finished product, God's law. Until then, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.